he would taser himself, so he would get used to the taser.
He would taser himself, right?
Pepper spray. He did the pepper spray as well.
This guy was trying to build up an immunity to tasers.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Nice. Are we gonna suck dick after? Ed's the only one that does anything here.
Yeah. He's the only actual brain on the show as far as like technical prowess is concerned.
I just
and
show
computers.
up and drink coffee and talk shit.
What a life that is.
Yeah.
It is. Actually, I was telling Ian that you are the Viking of the clan, so you would get along with my boy Ian here because he is actually the Viking of the group here. You know?
Nice.
Yes. Not technically a Viking, but still the actual Viking. He's the most savage guy in the room.
I am not from Scandinavia, but I wish I was.
Oh, my family is. I'm personally not, but my family immigrated here from Iceland and Norway.
Oh, so you're like legit then. Never mind.
Yeah.
Iceland and Norway are like, that's where they're from. So.
Yeah. Like, see, because I was like, Ian, he works out to like what is it, like Viking humming from the mountaintops? What's it considered?
Listen, man. It's just music.
Technically, it's Nordic because the Viking word didn't come up until years later.
Oh, there you go.
See, we have an actual historian on board here. Nice. All right, so let's start it up. You guys ready? Mm-hmm. Do it.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom Podcast with your host, Nelson.
I'm Ian.
Ed,
and our very special guest today.
you told him you were going to introduce him. Now you're expecting...
No, that's what I'm saying. And or
are you waiting for the music to stop?
What are you messing up?
you're going to find out that we mess up a lot along the way. That's kind of our charm. That's what we do here.
You kind of mess up a lot.
Yeah, okay, all right. I mess up a lot, but I bring them along for the path here.
For those not watching along, Nelson pointed to the phone, expecting the phone to magically sing. He's pointing at it for Joni to introduce himself.
Joni, is that what you would like to? What you would like us to call you? I know you go by many names on the game there.
Oh, it's Joni or Johan, one of the two.
Johan.
Yeah.
Okay, all
right.
right.
You should know that in that part of the world, the J is pronounced kind of like a yeah.
Oh, I apologize. I'm from Puerto Rico,
Everybody messes that up.
Yeah. Okay. See, it's good that we have Ian here to tell us 10 minutes too late after I sound like an ass. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, it's fun to let you just hang yourself.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. So you say you're descendant from Norway, but you live in Virginia at the time now, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
What part of Virginia are you in?
Williamsburg.
Oh, nice.
About an hour away from the beach, Virginia Beach.
You definitely sound like you got a New York accent to you, though, too, as well, man.
Yep, that's the Bronx.
That's the Bronx. Yeah. I can hear it. It's very distinct. I'm sure wherever you go, they're like, nah, you ain't a Viking. You're from New York. Do you have to
I don't really go advertising it around, but people can hear me talking and they know exactly where I'm from around here.
I was going to say, do you have to, break out a battle axe just to prove who you are and shit? You know what I mean?
No, down here they don't care, man. It's Southern versus Northern people. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about anything else.
So I was telling the guys you had an incident at work. You want to walk us through what happened?
Oh, it's cause I do HVAC work, do a lot of boiler work, steam boilers. And I had a big cast iron pipe we cut down, smashed me right in the mouth, and knocked the tooth very loose.
Oh,
so
fuck. So have you gone to a dentist yet?
Yes, I'm waiting for a replacement if these people hurry the hell up.
Yeah, man, that's one thing. Those dentists, I know when I had to do just like a crown, it's like 8 weeks to get shit done these days, man. Nobody.
Oh, my God.
You could be dying on the deathbed and they'll be like, yeah, we'll see you in August. I'm like, what?
And for what they charge you, you think they'd be a little faster with the service.
Goddamn
it's
right.
It's still like, nah, we'll see you 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, we'll call you when we're ready.
Yeah. I had an incident for a really bad tooth, right? And it was during COVID. And the system went down It was COVID, and they're like, you're going to have to wait like a month and a half before we see you. I'm like, I am in pain now. Like, a month and a half? Get the fuck out of here. I had to drive, I think it was 45 minutes to their nearest installation that would take me. I was like, you guys need to call around. I can't fuck around with this, man. Yep. Like, this is too much pain. Yeah, tooth pain is one of the few pains that is very jarring.
Yeah, well, you can't, like, live with it. You're not going to, like, go about your day, eat and sleep for a month and a half with a fucking smashed tooth. That's
I know. I've been dealing with this shit. See, up in New York, though, they seem to get things done pretty quick. But down in Virginia, man, it's Southern hospitality down here, man. Take your sweet ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never been to what you said, Williamsport. I've never been there, but I've been to Richmond. Richmond's a good time.
Yeah. I've only been there once, but I hear it's okay up there.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah,
I've never been to Virginia. That's one of the states I've
driven through, going from New York to Florida, but didn't stop to spend any time.
No.
Best cup of coffee I ever had in my whole life was in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ironclad Roasters. Give it a shot.
Not Starbucks?
No, not fucking Starbucks.
Good enough that you remember the name.
You know what? Where I came from, the coffee here is weaker than hell. I don't know.
I mean, but when you live in New York, it's like $50 for a cup of coffee. That shit better be strong, bro. That shit have...
Yeah, well, it's like liquid crack, too, so there you go.
Goddamn right. No, but the last time I left New York, it was like $12 for a bagel and a coffee.
Jesus.
Right? Because I was working in the city at the time. It was like $15 for a pack of cigarettes at the time. I'm like, I'm glad I'm getting the fuck out of New York. But that's what it was.
$22 now. In Manhattan, they're like $23 now.
Shit. That's crazy.
Even the Bronx is like $20 now.
Yeah, no, in Florida, they'll give them to you. They're like, die. We don't need any more of you fucking Florida men.
Hey, see, Virginia's good, though. They're only like $10 a pack, which is cheap.
Okay, all right.
Well,
it's still, yeah, no, I feel you, man. It still is. So we were, I don't know how versed you are in like UFC fighters, but Ian was telling us, you know who John Jones is?
Nope, I don't pay attention to that at all, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So John Jones is the greatest fighter in the UFC history, but also the biggest fuck up as a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's from performance-enhancing drugs or driving over pregnant people.
Cocaine.
Beating his wife.
Driving over more pregnant people.
Yeah. But he seems to get away with it. Like, so he has like the best luck and the worst luck.
Yeah.
Because they found out that when he hit this pregnant woman with a car, he got out of his car and he ran away. And everybody's thinking like, man, you're definitely going to go to jail for that. Actually, no, they're like, they couldn't charge him for a DUI because they couldn't test him in time.
No evidence of DUI. It's if you run, the charges of running are lesser than if you got caught on the DUI. So,
you damn right it is.
Isn't that fucking crazy, right? So he figures, hey, did it once.
Do it
what
again.
happened the second time?
Well, it's funny because he announced his retirement last night, and then right after that, the story came out that he's getting charged with another hit and run from February.
Jesus Christ. And he did the same thing again?
Yep. But this time they found like a partially clothed woman in his passenger seat that was so messed up she couldn't really talk. So it's like, all right, it's great.
Yeah. They have a little more evidence this time.
Champ shit, you know?
You know what, though? He's strong enough as a professional fighter. You would think he would have lifted her onto his shoulders and then just ran with her. You know what I mean?
Well, he just needs that evidence that he wasn't under the influence.
Right.
I was driving her home.
Right.
She was clearly inebriated. She
Right.
needed help. I was a good Samaritan, and then oops, I got in an accident and I got scared.
Yep. Sounds good.
Damn, that's fucked up.
That's all that is. Good defense lawyer,
not-
and he goes home.
Yep.
Not for round 2, though.
Yeah.
No.
Like, yeah, I mean, you would think that the judge in the court would sit there and be like, I don't know, we're sensing a pattern here.
Doubt it.
Yeah, he's a professional runner. He's a runner. He's a track star for sure.
Well, yeah, he's got a really impressive resume. It's just, it's I don't know. That's the only thing. It's like if he didn't have these asterisks next to his name, everyone would be like, oh yeah, he's the greatest of all time. But
I mean, the only loss he has is, I believe, he beat up a handicapped person.
he had a loss on his record, and it was because at the time the 12-6 elbows, like straight up and down, were illegal, and he elbowed the shit out of this guy, up like over and over again. So they disqualified him. It was a loss. It just so happens the guy he was fighting was deaf.
Right?
It just made it look worse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So.
But to be fair, before he was hitting him with those elbows, he was really legitimately kicking.
He was
the
beating.
shit
He was
out
beating
of
the
that guy.
shit out of Matt.
When the guy's on the ground on his back, can't defend, and then getting elbowed, like he would have lost anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that he got DQ'd. Yeah, that strike's illegal, but what? Turn it 5 degrees and all of a sudden it's all good. It's the same fucking elbow.
Yeah.
And a little fun fact about the 10 to 12 elbow, right? So the 10 to 12 elbow is the elbow that comes from like the top of your head down, right? Like you're breaking bricks in karate. The reason
Is
that it got banned in the UFC is because they legitimately believe that since you could break bricks with your elbows that way, that you can break human skulls open. It's just bullshit.
They didn't realize that the way the Muay Thai fighters throw the elbow is a lot harder, and that's completely legal.
Yes.
Completely
Yes.
legal. So it was a misunderstanding of human physics.
Yeah. They probably believed everything they seen in like the Karate Kid movies.
it was essentially a concession.
As you should.
For the fighting commission being too stupid to understand how elbow and knee strikes work. But they gave it a yes, we'll make that illegal so that we can get the green light to stop doing this just on Indian reservations. That's literally what it was.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Joni, did you ever do any combat sports or martial arts or anything like that?
Just boxing back in the day. That was it, though.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, I started with kickboxing. Me and my brother went with like my dad's friend who was a Marine.
Big Eddie.
Bit
of a lunatic.
A real fucking lunatic. Like
just
this.
a tiny bit.
He was the kind of guy that like if you were like, you need a knife, like his belt buckle was a knife, his shoe had a knife in it, his socks had a knife in it.
He would taser himself, so he would get used to the taser.
He would taser himself, right?
Pepper spray. He did the pepper spray as well.
This guy was trying to build up an immunity to tasers.
Yes, not only to tasers, but to pepper spray.
Yes.
Okay, and he would beat his legs at night with a police baton.
To desensitize his shins for when he would kick people.
This is the man that our father said, hey, you should learn karate with him.
Why?
I'm like, this motherfucker's preparing for the kumite. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I guess I get. I don't know.
Listen, when things went sideways, you wanted him on your side.
I mean, in Thailand, they kick banana trees, I guess.
Yeah,
but
this is true. My dad would say, like, if ever there was beef, like when he would go out to a bar or to eat with his friends, Crazy Eddie was there. It was Crazy Eddie. They also called him White Boy Eddie. Like he was the quintessential like.
And he was a big
don't
boy.
Fuck with this guy.
He was a big boy.
Was.
Yeah,
he was. But he was also a sweetheart. He was also a really nice fucking guy. But if you crossed him,
psychopaths often are.
Yeah. If you crossed him or his boys, he's gonna fuck your ass up. One thing I remember too, a little crazy story about Eddie was one time he was out at a bar, slipped and broke his leg. Okay? Yes. And so instead of calling the ambulance and the cops that night, he gets himself home, goes to work the next day, falls in front of the job and sues them.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. Imagine dealing with so much pain of a broken leg all night long that you hate your employer so much that you save it for them the next day.
I do recall a story of allegedly him seeing a bus accident, and he wasn't on the bus allegedly, but when the ambulance arrived, he was then now on the bus allegedly.
Nice.
Now, growing up in the Bronx, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of crazy like that, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, man, if you're not seeing the crazy, then you are the crazy.
Well, that's a good point, actually.
Right.
You're sitting there going, I don't know anybody like that.
Yeah, wait a second. I'm that
guy. you are.
Wait a minute. You're talking about me.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because we play Last War. He's another one of the big dogs in our clan there. And we laugh because, like, we deal with real life everyday shit, right? And some people, when they play the game, that really is their life. Like, everything that happens in the game becomes
more important than their day-to-day life.
Who's better at the game?
Weird.
Who's better at the game, Yanni or Heath?
I would definitely say Yanni. Yeah, for sure. Heath is he's the coolers like king, the twisted tea fembot. He likes to drink a lot of these very light drinks. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. We love him. But it's fucking funny as hell because like the drinks of choice, like we grew up in New York, you grew up in Pennsylvania. If like your boys are like, let's get some twisted tea, you'd be like, are you wearing a dress?
Yeah. I'd be like, are we gonna suck dick after? Like, what's on the fucking schedule? Like, why are we? What's the twisted tea for?
But it's a different environment. That's like these seltzers.
Yeah.
They have seltzer drinks. Fucking nasty as fuck. So
it's all the girls that drink them.
It is,
and it's always like, can you pick up?
Not anymore.
Yeah, can you?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's in 2025. It's like, what the fuck's even a girl anymore? It's hard to tell. They're all fighting in the same division in the Olympics. It's like, all right.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
No, but it's
like
funny.
a 145-pound boxing division in women's boxing. You got a full beard. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Isn't that the Olympics, right?
Right.
Yeah. What was
apparently more controversy came out with that. Like, I guess they said, oh, she has that disorder or whatever. Well, apparently like a third-party amateur boxing like testing thing came back, and like it's like straight male genetics.
Oh.
So it's like, wait a minute,
genetically male.
But it's too late now. What the fuck are you gonna do? I mean, maybe that's why Trump just bombed Iran, because they found out. Wait a minute, that was a guy. Fucking bomb them. But no, what are you gonna do now? You gonna go there and get the gold medal back? I mean, no, you can't.
I suspect you'll find a few more women that are like, no, men and women are different.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a plausible war. They're different.
So
No.
How about we check for a cock? How about that? How about that's step one? Like
Step one: do you have a penis? You cannot fight in the women's division.
You have a big veiny dick. All right, fine. You cannot fight in this division. Like, I'm sorry, you know. And when you turn 40, you might want to get a prostate again.
Yeah.
Just checking. You know.
I think it was last year that this happened, Yoni. It was that there was a man, a legitimate, and it's come to light, fighting in the women's division, like clocking people. And one of these ladies that went in there, she's like, I'm refusing to fight. And like, you know what? She had every right to do so. It's like the women should fight the women in a women's division.
Yeah,
especially,
I believe the fighter was biologically male, but presented as female because of a genetic disorder where the sex organs didn't develop. But it's still the thing of like, you're genetically, you're a man, and you have all the testosterone of a man and all the physical capabilities of a man versus the women in your division.
Yeah. Like, I'm all for inclusivity, but when it comes to combat sports, a man versus a woman is just unfair.
That's being a coward.
Yeah, it is. And like, I think we covered one of these stories where it was like a volleyball team. I think of like, they were playing in a women's division, and it was like an all-male claiming to be women.
Yes.
In a volleyball team.
Oh,
they won.
It was a netball, because netball was only a female sport.
Yes.
So, but if you claimed to be female, you were allowed to participate. So the team that was women was all men claiming to be women.
Yes.
Just to kind of essentially prove a point. Like, we've never even played this game.
Right.
We're going to pick it up now, and we're winning the entire division.
I saw a weird statistic in Iran recently. Iran, out of all like the Middle Eastern Muslim countries, has the highest rate of transgender operations.
Really?
And the reason is because in the 80s, when like these operations started like happening, it wasn't illegal. It's illegal in Iran to be gay, but it is not illegal to be trans.
Yeah, if you transitioned, you were no longer
So
it
that's
was no
the
longer
loophole.
illegal once you transitioned.
Right. It's like, I want to suck dick, but I don't want to go to jail. Well, let me just get a whole fucking overhaul. Let me just get the whole thing ripped out.
So is there like a package where they're like, here's some twisted tea?
Yeah.
Go on your way.
Yeah, like you get a six pack of twisted tea and the Quran, and then they just
Jesus Christ.
all right, shave it off, shave my balls and cock off. Give me a taco.
God damn.
Looks like some shawarma's hanging down there. God damn.
Fucking, there's something wrong with you.
Well, it's funny if you do like a lot of research on Iran. Apparently, like in the 70s and shit, like even Iron Sheik says this. Like, the wrestler, he says that Iran was actually a cool place. Like if you walked around the street in Iran in the 70s, like it was like San Francisco in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like the real strict Ayatollah Khomeini started putting that strict shit in. Now all of a sudden everybody's wearing the burqas.
A few regime changes, Sharia law comes up, and in 20 years you go from being one of the most progressive countries to the most backwater.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I would say, I know historically, like the alphabet came from the Muslim countries.
Yes.
Mathematics came, sciences came from there. Like, so they were like prolific back in the day, and then all of a sudden, religion took a crazy spin and took a foothold on.
When you
on
take anything
community.
too fucking seriously, it messes things up, and it's like it's a shame because
Agreed.
even if you get like too Catholic, it gets weird, bro.
Right?
I mean,
No,
it's
of
just,
course, of course.
So,
Right. And that's what we were saying about the game. Like when you get too into the game, hey, bro, go outside, catch some sun.
Anything in excess is usually a bad thing.
And we're all guilty of it, right? We all get into like a hobby or fixated on a thing for a little while, but then you kind of break out of it, right? Like we've all played a game to exhaustion where it's like, oh my God, this is great. And then like a month later, you wake up from your fever coma and you're like, oh my God, I got to go to work. Or
Bro, I once jerked off 6 times in a day. I get that.
That's different, man.
Yeah.
That's different. That's a different kind of dedication,
Bro,
if you will.
I was blowing smoke by the end of that podcast. It was fucking bad.
He doesn't even know what to say.
Listen, man, we all get in loopholes.
Yeah.
It just happens.
So have you ever been to the motherland?
Yep, a few times. Both places, Norway and Iceland.
Oh, nice.
Nice. And what would you say about it? What are good places to go and visit when you're out there?
Iceland is, I don't know, man, magical.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
You could drink the water running right down the mountains. You could just put a cup in there and drink it, and it's cleaner than you've ever had before.
That's what's up.
Not
Now,
even kidding.
is Iceland or Greenland one of the places that has the hedgestones? Is that what it is?
The headstones is you talking about
Is that Scotland?
Stonehenge is Scotland. Yeah.
Stonehenge is Scotland.
Iceland has like the famous waterfall that's always in all those shows, like Vikings.
But
And shit.
that is just the one popular henge. There's multiples all over the place. It just so happened that one popped off and it became
there was weird
the one to go see.
There was weird stone structures standing in Ireland.
yeah.
You'd be on like the Aran Islands, and there'd be like this circle of stones. You couldn't go up to it because it's like roped off or whatever. But
Right.
like it's on the hill, and you're like, oh fuck, that's been there for
Yeah, it's
hundreds
just
of years.
it's just
pretty
never
dope.
became popular.
You know what it is?
Inland Norway has a lot too, though.
Oh yeah.
But you gotta go inland for that, like away from the water, like back in the old day country areas.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of that over there.
That's what white people do. We just stack stones and shit.
Hell yeah, man. But you know what's crazy is like you used to be able to visit those sites, but now because a lot of fucking knuckleheads, they're going over there, they're chipping pieces of the stones off, and they're desecrating these places, and that's why they're stopping
Bro,
people
did you
from
see
going
that
there.
fucking video? It was from some damn museum somewhere where that dickhead sat on that chair that was like...
Yeah.
It was the Van
It's
Gogh
a
chair?
Swarovski. No, the crystal chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And broke it.
Yeah, like
no.
This dude sat on a fucking priceless piece of art in a museum.
It's in a museum. It's in a gallery. There's a plaque above it. What are you doing?
Right, he wanted a selfie, bro. Come on.
Legally, there should be some kind of fucking loophole in the law where you can just beat that motherfucker. Like maybe not his face, but like just his legs, from just his hips down. You're allowed to just wallop the fuck out of him. Like,
I would take that job. I'd love to be the guy in the corner where
dude.
like, please sit in the chair.
I would hold his arms. I want to hold his arms and listen to him scream while everyone else beats his fucking legs. Like that's my job. I just want to tie his arms up. Like that's.
Well, if you go into old Norway or even old Iceland and you try to destroy one of the old relics, nah, man.
You don't fuck around.
You probably wouldn't get out.
They'll kill you.
Yeah.
They're nice people in the world. They're nicest people in the world, but you mess with their culture, they will kill you.
No.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Is there any?
As you should.
Yeah.
It's like, Vikings are known worldwide for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah. That's actually the
stupid show that came out. Before, it was more just a thing handed down with family generations. Then that retarded show came out and blew all that portion. That's what happened.
Wait a second. So you don't like the Vikings show?
It's okay, but it's not correct in history. No, not at all.
So you mean that there are no hats with two beer mugs on the side of them with straws to your mouth historically?
Well, you should take it this way. The main character was actually from Denmark, not Norway, like they put in the show.
Ragnar Lothbrok.
Ragnar Lothbrok, yeah.
Right. He was originally from Denmark. He was a Dane.
Right.
And what was that? What was that town they were at? Kattegat? That's actually based off a Denmark town, not Norway again.
Interesting.
Nice.
I did not know that. So there was a lot of historical inaccuracies in the show.
Yeah, they probably took some liberties.
But
definitely.
But overall, did you like the show? Like, if you didn't know as much of the history in the back.
Did you like the later seasons when they had like the what was that the one black Jarl?
Oh my God!
That was my favorite. I was like, oh fuck yeah, a black female Jarl. Here we go. All right.
So
that's like putting a white guy in African tribe.
Yeah, I'm like, when's the guy riding the Velociraptor show up?
So it's like Tom Cruise, Last Samurai.
Well, listen. That was actually a good movie. Listen.
I do think part of The Last Samurai was based on a true story of a soldier that was essentially left there because he kept fucking up too much.
And fun fact, there was an actual African American samurai in Japan.
Yeah, African samurai.
Yeah,
yes.
he was under.
Not American, but African. Just straight.
Yeah, no, I made that mistake last time. So it's nice not to be the only one fucking it up.
Believe it or not, Nelson, there's Africans other place than America.
Are there?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a place called Africa.
Thanks for teaching me.
No worries, man.
Science, is it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Geography? I don't know.
Actually, the recent Assassin's Creed game that takes place in Japan, I thought that was the historical inaccuracy that people were complaining about. But it was essentially they had some ambiguously trans sumo wrestlers where like women are not. In fact, there was a time where a sumo wrestler collapsed on the ring and women EMT came to help him. They're like, fuck you. No.
You can't be here.
You can't be in the ring. And they had to bless and clean the ring because women had stepped onto them. And they're like, no.
Yeah, sumo is an extremely
it's as much as it's a sport. It has a lot of
also
religious
Shinto religion.
practice.
It's steeped in tradition,
like
Muay Thai, right? A lot of those guys before they go to fight, there's a dance, there's a ritual, there's a thing. They wear headdresses and outfits before they fight. Before they go into bloody combat, they're like, we shall dance.
Yeah, but sumo's like notoriously like nationalist. Yeah, they don't like other people. Even though Mongolians are better at sumo than the Japanese now.
Yeah, they're getting up there.
They're still like borderline racist.
Right,
it's blatant. And
There's a few blind spots in Japanese culture where they're like, no.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have a place here.
This stays exactly the way it was.
This does not change. Fuck you.
Assassin's Creed, apparently the Japanese one's just a big stinker. My advice would be just wait till like September until the second Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei comes out.
Nice.
Probably a much better game.
Okay, dope.
That'd be my advice if you like that Japanese samurai.
Outside of Last War, are there any other games that you play?
Me, no. I mean, I got the PS5. Played God of War, but that's really about it.
Yeah, that's another good one. You like God of War?
Did you play both
God
of
of
them?
War's great.
Did you play God of War and Ragnarok?
Oh, yeah. I played them all from the beginning, very first one, all the way to Ragnarok.
Yeah, I actually missed the first three. Like, I used to watch my brother play it, but I got involved when it came out on the PS4, and then I played Ragnarok, and God of War Ragnarok had, like, one of the best combat systems ever. Like, it was like... You felt it.
Yeah.
If you want to see a bloody one, play 3.
Play 3?
Oh my God, he just goes berserk on all the gods. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but holy shit, man! What he does to Poseidon in the opening scene, nothing like it, man.
To be fair, he is a bitch, Poseidon, right? Like he's the Aquaman of the gods.
I mean, I don't know if he's a bitch, you know, like. God of the sea.
He's the god of the sea. You talk to dolphins, right? Come on,
right,
get
but
the
you
fuck
also
out of here.
Fucking summon tidal waves.
Right,
and shit.
yeah.
The Kraken works for you. There's other
I mean, he was a bigger problem until airplanes.
Right.
Let's be honest. When you needed a boat to get anywhere.
That's true, right? Yeah. But what if you just got those little floaties that you put by your arms? You know what I mean? Poseidon's fucked. He can't drown you.
Yes, he can. What the fuck are you talking about? You have a killer whale.
God of War 3. You won't be disappointed, trust me.
I was going to say, you can have a killer whale pull you under the water.
That's all right. I got a jet skis. Fuck you, Poseidon. You can't catch me.
You're trying to find loopholes to beat Poseidon. I don't think it's going to work.
He's got a fork. He's got a fucking fork, bro. That's not a weapon.
It's a trident.
It's a fork.
You have a fork on your wall.
That's Aquaman's fork. I actually do have a replica of the trident from Aquaman the movie on my wall.
It's not my favorite weapon. I mean, you can just poke with it. There's obviously more effective weapons.
Yeah, like a sword.
Yeah, an axe,
a gun, a hammer.
Yeah, a knife.
Thor's hammer, right? I mean, all right, if you were a Viking, right, and you were going to go to war, what would be your weapon of choice?
I mean, I think I would probably go with a sword just because it's one of the few weapons that doesn't really have a utility other than killing people.
Okay. Eddie, what about you?
I'm partial to axes.
Nice. Axe.
I go the axe too.
You would go with axe? All right, but where you going?
When you swing it, it's got the weight on it. That'll cut right through you.
So are you talking battle axe, double-edged, or are you talking like one-sided axe?
The big fantasy double-edged battle axe is not historically accurate. That little one right there on the wall is much more accurate.
Just a regular axe.
Yeah.
I would go with a fishing net.
You're gonna die. You're gonna fucking die.
Have you ever seen these movies? Like they just throw the fishing net and they fall to the floor. Like that's it's magic, bro.
You're gonna go into battle with a fucking fishing net.
Yeah, I would be outrageous. They would see me coming.
Poseidon is not gonna let you win with a fishing net. Yeah. He's gonna say, "Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck his net. Fuck his jet ski."
Hear me out. Hear me out. Right? You're on the other side of the battlefield. Everybody on our side of the battlefield has swords and axes, and I'm the only motherfucker holding a fishing net.
I would spare you because I would think you were fucking mentally handicapped. I would fucking not even attack you.
Man, we're in 2025. Let's pull out a gun.
Yeah, swear to Poseidon.
Oh my god, fucking fishing net.
I'm just saying, right? If you saw me with a fishing net and the crazy in my eyes, you'd be like, I'm gonna stay away from that guy.
It's a fishing net. You have nothing with a fishing net. What are you gonna do? Punch me after you throw a net up? I have a sword.
What if I drag you into the fucking forest?
What, can you rape me? What are you doing with a fishing net on a battlefield? Are you capturing people? What the fuck are you doing? It'd be very peculiar. You're right. You would confuse me. I would wonder I would wonder what you're doing. Like if it goes like shield axe, shield spear, shield axe, fishing net. I'd be like, I found the weak link in the fucking line, guys. Let's charge that guy.
Or I found the crazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I would just pull out an Indiana Jones and just pull out a gun and shoot him real quick. And
There you go. Jesus.
Oh, that's the way to do it, though. I'm just saying.
Fishing net.
Fishing net, bro. I'm in. I'm doubling down.
There's a reason they don't have the fucking fishing net in an RPG. Like, that's not even an option.
But the gladiators used to have one.
Right, and you know what they had in their other hand? A fucking trident. Because they were like, oh, we can't just kill them with the fishing net.
So what are you saying? They were on brand? They were like fishing net, trident?
Well, because they would trap you with the net and then stab you. They're not just going to... Your plan is just to throw the net on them and go, ha, ha, ha.
Exactly.
Oh, you're inconvenienced now, aren't you, you fucker? Like, what the hell?
There's no way you can get out of that net with that sharp object in your hand.
You're right. You've managed to drastically inconvenience one soldier. And now what? Now you have to pick something up from a dead guy.
Now I got to go. I'm done with war. I'm like, all right, guys. I did my thing.
You came to throw a net on
somebody. I threw my net. I'm out.
You're right. You start walking backwards through the line.
That's right.
All right, you guys are up. You guys are up.
I did my thing. I'm out.
I trapped one guy.
That's right.
I did my part.
Can't blame me for that shit.
Win or lose, it's on you guys.
Oh man. So I will say, I know you said you had gotten hurt on the job with your tooth. I've worked construction my whole life, and I've seen some pretty crazy things. There was one time where I was working, and I was a Finnish carpenter in New York. And a Finnish carpenter? Yeah, in New York.
Okay, nice.
And a friend of mine, his name was Alex, young Mexican kid. He was cutting wood, and he didn't realize his finger was too close. And he legitimately cut like half of his finger off. It happened so quickly, he didn't even realize it. He stood up. Yeah, he stood up to hand me the piece of wood, and I'm looking at him like bleeding profusely onto his pants. And I'm like, what do you say? I'm like, hey, bro, don't panic. I took off my shirt, right, to wrap his fucking hand with. And when I was leaning over to go wrap it, that's when he looked down and he was like, ah! like he passed out from the shock of it all. We had to put his digit in ice, drive him to the hospital and get him there. They were able to, kind of save it.
Yeah.
Because it was now shorter.
Yeah, you lose about an 1/8 inch on the blade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
but
he had a diddy finger after that.
Ooh, yeah, it was a diddy finger, a diddly finger.
Don't shake you with that hand.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anything outrageous on the job sites?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people burn houses down. I've seen explosions happen. I've seen floods. Oh yeah, and you don't know gas. You don't know gas. Blow shit up,
Yeah, you say it so nonchalantly.
burn people's houses.
We had an old Italian plumber up in New York. Here's how we check for gas leaks. He put a match around the pipes.
Oh,
like, oh shit! Everybody run! If it blows the match out, it's a leak. We were like, oh God! Crazy man Joe is starting his leak search. Everybody run!
But you know what it is though with those guys is that they get away with doing it so much that they believe that they're like impervious to any kind of danger. Because I've seen guys. Another thing that I saw was like, people take like the bucket to stand on instead of walking over another fucking 5 feet and getting a ladder.
Right.
So they put this bucket under them. Yeah, you. And they're doing demolition work. You're banging on shit. You're moving. That bucket's slipping and sliding, but you're doing the fucking tango on top of that motherfucker, right?
You're gonna learn how to dance soon.
Yeah.
And he went because the bucket slipped out from under him.
That's how you get them bachata hips.
Yeah, the bachata. He went to grab the stud, but now in some states it's wood, some states it's metal. Not that kind of a stud.
I was about to say, you got twisted tea in the cooler?
Twisted tea in the cooler. No, he went to grab the metal stud, and he sliced his entire finger down to his hand open. Yep, like all the meat was hanging out, everything. It was fucking nasty because as soon as you grab it, that shit is aluminum.
It's razor.
Yeah, it's razor fucking sharp, man. Yeah, I've seen and I've learned from other people, like, because there's this bravado that comes on these job sites where it's like, you're wearing safety goggles, you're a bitch. You're wearing gloves, you're a bitch. And I'm like, that's why my knees are fucked up now. I did tile work on the hard ass tile for years as a young person.
I wouldn't fault anybody for wearing like fucking gloves or anything like that, or even knee pads if you're on your knees all the time as like a carpenter or something like that. Like there's a guy, literally yesterday, as we talk about this right now on the podcast. Yesterday, I'm a nurse in the OR, and yesterday I had to go into the fucking hospital on a call day because some guy was gardening and he got like a 2-inch fucking nail in his thumb. Ooh. Like it was so goddamn deep into his thumb that like you could see it on the X-ray, and then I gotta come in on my fucking Saturday and get this shit pulled out of your hand. So like I'm not gonna fault anybody for that's why you wear gloves, bro.
Yeah,
like
the safety equipment is there.
A glove is not going to stop a nail going through you.
It might have slowed. Hopefully it would have slowed it down a little. And my question for the guy was like, what the fuck were you doing gardening with? Like I just didn't understand it. Like I've seen people garden.
Yes.
This nail was buried in his hand as if it was fired out of a nail gun. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Did he dive head first into the flower bed?
Yeah, like he must have fucking he was playing football in the garden and dove and landed on a nail. I don't understand it, but whatever. I got paid, so.
Yeah. Oh man, no. The
only time I'll make fun of someone for wearing gloves is if it's in the gym.
No, in the gym, yeah. You see people, what it is, like the older generation, it was like you were considered a pussy.
Yep.
Oh, you got knee pads for your knees because you're doing tiles? Pussy pads. You're a bitch. Look at me. I've been doing this for 30 years. I can barely stand and walk.
Yeah, and they walk like fucking Mickey from the Rocky movies.
But when you're young, you don't put two and two together. I'm like 17 learning how to do tile work, and I'm like, all right, I got to listen to him. He said, I'll be a pussy. I don't want to be a pussy. And then the next day, somebody brings like a knee pad, and they're kneeling on it, and I'm with him like, hey, you fucking pussy. I was a part of the problem.
Well, it happens. That's the way it goes.
It's the culture, but like look at how cultures swing the other way now. Everybody's so fucking soft. Everybody's so fucking weak these days.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, we got Fat Jedi on Disney Plus. Fucking crazy.
I'm sure, like, you work in the trades, right? Because, so Ian works at a hospital. Me and my brother, we both work with the trades as well. There is a lack of people coming up that are young that know a trade.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to find them.
They have been saying that since the early 2000s, and in my line of work, I have not seen it dropped at all. So I don't know.
Right. I will tell you, out here in Florida, the guys, there's labor, but skilled labor is all the old guys. Yeah. It's all the old cats that know what the fuck they're doing.
And the few of the younger guys that are getting in aren't sticking with it. So I've seen plenty of apprentices pop up.
Yep.
And they're gone within a month, 2 months, because learning electrical, learning plumbing, it's hard work.
It is. And when you got OnlyFans and OnlyFeet, these motherfuckers is like, yo, I could be selling my body for...
Right. I just got to show you my balloon knot and fucking... Who the hell wants to work?
We had a kid quit the other day because the attic was too hot for him. It was 130 up there. And he quit.
And it's fucking soft. Yeah, see, exactly.
Yeah, it's like breathe slow through your nose. You'll be all right.
Pass out. Don't worry about it. We'll work on top of you.
I have genetic cold in my blood, and I can deal with this shit. Why can't you? You're from the South. What's wrong with you, man?
It's a different kind of heat, bro.
He's laying face down in the asbestos. Wake up, you fucking pussy. Wake up. Here's a twist. Put a twisted tea in his ass.
No, growing up in New York, we used to deal with these boiler rooms. My father was a super in a building, and he taught me and my brother like how to work with our hands. And like when we were younger, we hated it. We're like, we're never gonna use this shit. But then we grow up to be like fucking both engineers and maintenance guys, and like, you know, we handle property and equipment for a living. But at the time, I'm like, fuck this shit. This shit sucks, man.
Yeah.
Did you learn on your own, or was this a trade that was passed down?
No, I learned this on my own pretty much. I started apprenticeship, went through it, and now, I work for myself now.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I know that even in New York, they started cutting back on all of those those programs that they used to have where you could do like half a day of school and half a day of a vocational training. They killed those programs out here. Votech stuff, yeah. They've been killing a lot of those programs out here, and I'm like, man, it's such a bad move. Like, there's different ways of making money: sitting in the office and then working on the job site.
Yeah. Not everybody's meant to sit in an office.
No. Everybody's brain works differently. You know,
I couldn't do that shit. I couldn't sit at a fucking desk all day.
Yeah, it would drive me fucking crazy. Yeah. Like I do like estate management, and but I'm working, I'm on my feet, I'm doing different tasks all the time. And every time I got to sit down for like a day and do billing, it's like the day that I dread. I put it off. I'm like, fuck, I gotta do billing. I gotta pay people, payroll. Fuck these guys.
I was like depressed. Like when you have to do training at work, like you have to do your certifications and shit every couple months. So like you have to sit down at a fucking computer for like 8 hours. I'm like, I want to die. It's just one day, one shift, like 8 hours. I'm like, I fucking can't do it. I cannot do it.
Eyes don't want to stay open for this.
Yeah. I'm like, how do people fucking do this day in and day? No wonder people are killing themselves in these 9 to 5s. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, do you have to do sexual harassment training?
I do. I'm really good at it.
Yeah, I know you're good at sexual harassment, but the sexual harassment training.
I mean, I guess, you have to get certified on fucking everything. And it's like, and I always love like whether there's an active shooter and like one of the answers is like charge the guy. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's the answer.
Charge the guy.
I know it's the fucking wrong answer, but I always want to select it. Like it's like,
it's
die
funny
valiantly.
Because when I first came out here, like I got a job as a building engineer, but I couldn't get a job at Costco's because of the questionnaire sheet where they're asking stupid questions like that. Like 2 guys are fighting in the middle of an aisle. Do you A, get a manager, B, call the cops, C, intervene? I'm like, intervene. You break that shit up.
Or D, suck them both off.
You grab both my back and neck, smash your heads together, and tell them to leave.
Yeah, that's it. Like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
This is Costco.
But
we don't have Twisted Tea. Get the fuck out of
here. What I realized about Costco is that they want a drone. They don't want anybody that can think on their own 2 feet.
They want you to just sell samples.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
some of those people are fucking good at that, though. I bought like a whole fucking case of Black Forest fucking gummy bears the last time I went. This bitch was good. She started talking about the weather and how she grew up in Tennessee.
She
and all
tickled
this
your butt
shit.
cheeks a little bit?
Bro, a little bit, dude. That woman could have took me home right in front of my girlfriend. She was so good. And next thing you know, I'm leaving with a fucking cart of fucking Black Forest gummy bears. I'm like, this fucking bitch. Like, how did she do this? They're good ass gummy bears, though. If you haven't had them,
there were some good ones.
Yeah, they're good. They're gluten free.
All right,
For all you fucking
thank you.
celiac people out there.
You're not selling anything to me. I don't want no fucking gummy bears, bro. You're not the same girl. You don't have the same.
No, I don't have her fucking charm.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's fucking great. What was the other thing that you guys were looking into besides the John Jones shit?
We just finished up with a tournament that was locally right in the neighborhood here.
Jiu-jitsu tournament.
Oh, so Eddie was saying what happened to one of his fighters.
Yeah, blue belt. He's one stripe. There was no one in his division. So their comparable match for him was sending him up a weight class.
So he's got to fight heavyweight. Okay.
And up a belt.
Okay, that makes,
no sense whatsoever.
And the gentleman he fought also fought no gi that day prior to the gi tournament and the black belt division. Okay. Where he tapped out by submission to black belts.
Okay.
So that was his welcome to your first tournament. This is your comparable fight.
Yeah, we're going to make you go up a weight class, up a skill level against a guy that probably shouldn't be at the skill level he's at.
Against a guy
who's an MMA fighter?
Who's an MMA fighter. So he's a professional fighter. And he's black belt division and no gi. But he's only a purple belt in gi, so good luck.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So this sandbagging, I don't know if you're aware of what sandbagging is, Joni, is like when people go to a tournament and instead of being the level that they are, like you're a white belt, you're a novice. You're a blue belt, you've got a little bit of knowledge, but you're not quite as proficient as other belts go, right?
So you could be a fucking world champion in Russian Sambo, but you're a white belt in jiu-jitsu.
Right. And it's called sandbagging because it's fucked up. Like, this guy's got 20 years of fighting experience, but not jiu-jitsu, so he's still considered a novice. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here.
So one guy has like a full beard and he's Russian and has cauliflower ears and, he's built like a fucking hairless chimp, and the other guy is like Jim from accounting who he does jujitsu twice a week for recreation because he hates his wife and kids. It's not really fucking fair. It's not fair.
It isn't. But
it's like, can we bet on this? Then I'm fine with sandbagging. I got $2,000 on Olaf. The guy with the fucking nutsack ears. I got 2,000.
One guy is being like carried off into the ring with like Bane tubes sticking out of him, and they're injecting TRT, and the other guy's like, I just got off my shift at Costco's.
Yeah. And you got fucking dad bod Jim over there with dick arms. It's like, all right, I don't think he's gonna. Yeah. Good luck, Jim, with your baggy gi.
You're really gonna kill it today.
Yeah. Make sure your white belt's tight.
And what's crazy is like these guys in these tournaments will murder you for literally a $13 fake gold medal. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, and they go hard. So it's like you want the officials and you want these people that are running these tournaments to be accountable for the matchups.
I have seen it sometime. I have actually seen judges and officials at certain tournaments. It was actually in Naga, which is the one they competed at yesterday. I have seen them like say, wait a minute, your experience level is too high. Like, you have to go up a division.
Yeah.
They busted some dude one time. I think he was like a fucking nationally ranked wrestler in college.
Jesus Christ.
Who was trying to enter a white belt tournament, and they were like, "Nah, dude, like you got to go blue.
Yeah,
well, you have to at least go blue."
Yeah. Our blue belt. This was his first tournament, I believe, and they sent him up a weight, up a belt.
Yeah, not a good. Yeah, but they did that when I was like coming up the ranks. I remember there was a guy who was a two-time Division II national champion, and he was a college wrestling coach, also a professional fighter who did a white belt no-gi tournament in Baltimore. And I knew his coach. I was looking at his coach like, how the fuck do you sleep at night? Like, like this dude like has he's got a couple ground and pound knockouts. Like he's fucking built like a Spartan warrior. You can't put him against guys that have been doing jiu-jitsu for 3 months. You can't do it. It's not right. They're going to quit. They're going to be playing tennis by the end of the week. Like, they're not going to ever do
if they
jiu-jitsu
can,
again.
If he doesn't bring their arm home with them. If he doesn't
I just can't imagine like slapping hands and saying, okay, it's my first tournament, hope I do well, and just getting double legged on your head. I just can't fucking imagine it because it's going to happen.
Yeah,
like, you're going to get
we have this at the gyms too, Joni, where like somebody will walk off the streets and they're like, oh, I have no experience, and then like I've been doing this for like 9 years now. I'm standing on the other corner of the mats and I'm watching this guy. He has a warm up routine, right? You've never trained? Like he's stretching his calves, his arms, he's rolling his neck. I'm like, this motherfucker knows how to fight.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. If you walk in off the street with no experience, you don't have a fucking warm-up routine.
You do not.
You do not have a warm-up routine. Yeah, I never met a first-day guy that comes in and starts cracking his fucking wrist. Like, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Something's off here. Something's not quite right.
Yeah, where'd you say you trained? Yeah.
Yeah, and
it could just be an intimidation show too, though.
Yeah,
it could.
Yeah. Usually it's not though. Usually it's not. Yeah. Because it's something that just inherently that they do out of routine, right? And so when we started talking to this nameless person, he was like, "Yeah, I don't train at a gym, but I've been training at my friend's garage for the last 10 years." So he's been training with high-level fighters in a garage for years, and then he wants to walk off the streets, and basically he wants to just bully a bunch of people that have never trained at all.
I went with him. He was actually a really good wrestler.
Yeah. It is. It's a fucking loser. But that's usually that's why we have these things called mat enforcers, and that's when like your coach will look at you and like my professors looked at me before and be like, "Hey Nelson, you see that guy right there in the corner? He's going really hard with the girls." I'm like, "Say less." And that's when, like, I'm not even going in there to tap you. I just want you to just feel the pain, and then I let it go. Like, you're just about to tap, and I let it go. And then I bring it back in, and I quite choke you just before you're going to and then I let it go. Just give you a little taste of your own medicine. But
really?
Yeah, but that's a lesson learned. That's a humbling thing. But yeah, like you said, you got a chance to roll with the guy, right? And
it became apparent like really quick. I was like, oh, this fucking guy can wrestle. I was like, all right. I was like, you're not a white belt. You little
piece of shit.
You're all right.
But you know what? It just goes to show it's human nature that if you let a person cheat, if you let a person get away with breaking the rules, they're going to try to do it every time. Everybody wants a little bit of a fucking advantage. Yeah. And it's pretty sad, you know?
That sucks for your boy. That sucks for your boy having to...
I mean, he took it well because for him, first tournament, and it was like, well, win or lose, it doesn't matter because
just make sure he knows that it's not going to be like that. Every time.
I'm getting. He's like, I'm kind of rolled with it. Like if I do something, even better for me, but I'm basically handicapped.
Yeah,
this is the first tournament, and this is the person that they're giving me.
And you already have the first tournament jitters. Right, I don't care who you are. Like if you're experienced and you train and you go in your first tournament and you're fighting in front of a group of people, you're gonna have a little jitters. You're gonna have that spike of adrenaline, and then to have it all taken away because they're like, "No, you're gonna fight this 10th degree black belt over here." Like, fuck you. The guy should have at least bought him like a fucking sandwich or something after fucking him. You know what I mean?
And he ended up having. Well,
I love it when people buy me sandwiches after fucking me.
Ed?
It goes good with my twisted tea.
All right. Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom Podcast, where Ian says thank you for getting fucked with the sandwich.
Listen, I like sandwiches. Sandwiches are always a good thing.
Hey, Joni, thank you for being a sport, man, and joining us on here. Any famous last words?
Thanks for having me. Man, pleasure meeting everybody. It was a great show, and hopefully one day I can get back on. You guys are great.
Oh, dude,
Thank
awesome,
you so much.
Yeah, it was good having you. And good luck with your tooth. Hope they get that shit fixed, man.
Hell yeah, man. Stay on it.
Thank you.
All right, later,
care,
bro.
guys.
Take
it easy, brother. Take it easy.
All right, man.
Oh, I didn't even get to talk about the dragons. Next week.